Hey all, it's Jacqueline at Pixie Dust PhD. When we went to Disneyland Paris, we did stay on property at the Hotel New York, the Art of Marble. The way they treated luggage and check-in and check-out was unlike anything I'd ever experienced. Nothing bad by any means, but I was a bit taken aback, so I just wanted to share that with you all. In case any of you are heading out to Disneyland Paris soon, you'll know what to expect. For some pertinent background information, my partner and I had booked a package directly through Disneyland Paris. We had our hotel, our park tickets, and also their version of Memory Maker called PhotoPass Plus all bundled into one. Unlike what I'm used to at Walt Disney World, we weren't emailed tickets, you couldn't connect them to an online account or anything. Essentially, when you went to check into the hotel, you would get your park tickets and then the voucher for PhotoPass Plus. If you're coming in via train, they do have a Disney Express check-in and luggage service where you can basically do all this kind of stuff at the train station instead of going to your hotel. I'll leave a link to the official Disney Express webpage in the description below. When we went to France, we started our trip with 5 nights in Paris proper. Then on our last day in actual Paris, we trained out to the Disneyland Paris area. We stayed at a nearby offsite hotel, much like we might do for arrival night in Walt Disney World. This expedited the next morning being able to get to our hotel and get into Disneyland Paris very quickly. That being said, our arrival day for our on-property hotel and to start going to the parks was 1 day later than we were already in the area, so we weren't really arriving by train. We took a super short Uber from our offsite hotel to the Hotel New York. And here's where things got a little different. Hotel staff checked the trunk of the Uber car that we were in. I assume if you were driving your own car, they would also be doing this. Then we were dropped off outside the hotel. Cast members asked us if we were checking in, we said yes. They then took our large luggage pieces, so our roller bags and our bigger backpacks, away. From what I gather, I believe these went through a full x-ray machine and then were stored in a luggage room. To enter the hotel, you do have to walk through a metal detector. There also was screening for your small bags, such as a purse or day pack. I think it was an x-ray machine, I'm not totally sure, but they weren't opening it up and going through it, they were sending your small bags through a machine. So then you and your small bags, such as purse or day pack, arrive in the lobby. You're totally separated from your luggage at this point. Then we went to check in and all of that went smoothly. Luckily for us, our room was actually ready. However, had our room not been ready, our luggage would have stayed stored. At least when we were at Hotel New York, there seemed to be no version of a situation where you could have your luggage just in the lobby with you. All of that's to say that be sure you have whatever you want for your day on your person in a smaller purse or day pack. If something looks like luggage, it's going to be taken to luggage storage and you're not going to have access to that. Luckily for us, we had our check-in documents and our passports, etc. in our smaller bags on our person. However, I personally often keep paper copies of things like confirmation numbers and our check-in packet in my larger backpack that was considered luggage, so that could have been locked away from me. Had that been the case, I believe they would have let me leave the hotel, get my luggage, grab my things, and then we would all just go back through the x-rays and the metal detectors again. But it's not like a normal hotel situation where you have all of your things right there with you. If you want to change your clothes once you get into the hotel, you probably want to have your change of clothes on you and not in your roller suitcase. Similarly, if you're going to want your sunscreen, different shoes, or really any item before you can actually check into your room, you're going to want to have that in your purse or smaller day pack. Whatever's in your luggage is pretty inaccessible to you from the moment you start going into the hotel. Check-out day is fairly similar too. Like most hotels, you can store your luggage for the day at the Disneyland Paris hotels free of charge. On our last day that morning, we went to the front desk, checked out, and they stored our luggage. Then we went to the parks. Once we were done for the day, we came back to the hotel and we were actually moving over to an airport hotel. In every other hotel I've stayed in at this point, we would have given our retrieval tag to Bell Services and then we would have been given our luggage in the lobby of the hotel. But for whatever reasons, I'm assuming safety and crowding, that's not how it worked here. We were not able to retrieve our actual luggage until we also left the hotel. We left the hotel lobby and then they brought our luggage to us outside while we waited for an Uber. Getting an Uber wasn't really going so well. There just weren't a lot of cars around, so we would order an Uber and then it would time out after 10 minutes when it would never match with someone. We ultimately decided we needed to call a taxi. Rather than both of us go back into the hotel with our things, my partner went basically by themselves again through the metal detector and had concierge order us a taxi. But I had to stay outside with all of our stuff. If we both wanted to go back into the hotel lobby, our luggage would have needed to be stored separately again. For us, none of this was bad or disruptive, it just was very unexpected. And if you're heading to Disneyland Paris solo, I think it will be especially important for you to have a purse or a day pack or something similar where everything you really need to check in or on check-out day is in there. You're going to be fully separated from your luggage, and from what I can tell, there is no version of events where you can have your luggage out with you in the lobby before you're going to your room. And on check-in day, we were super lucky that our room was ready right away, so we were reunited with our luggage super fast, but that's never guaranteed. We were also in Disneyland Paris in late August. It was a very busy time of year, so they may have had heightened security that might not always be in place. If you have traveled to Disneyland Paris before, I would love to hear your experience about check-in and check-out and what happened with your luggage. I just certainly was surprised, and I hope that sharing this information makes planning and executing your Disneyland Paris trip a little bit easier. If you have any questions about my experience at Disneyland Paris, leave those in the comments down below and I'll do my best to get back to you. Thanks so much for watching, liking the video, and subscribing to the channel. Remember, you can ring the bell icon and turn all notifications on to receive a notification whenever I upload new videos. I really appreciate your support. I hope the rest of your day is magical, and we'll see you real soon at Pixie Dust PhD.